The Baltimore Ravens now have their new head coach in Jesse Minter. But did they hit a home run with the signing? Me and Steve are going to talk about it on today's episode. Plus, there are a number of teams that still are searching for their head coach to now come take over the reins for their organization. So me and Steve are going to ask, or at least try to answer the question, which coaching job left in the NFL is the best one? We definitely know which one is the worst one. But before we talk about it and break it all down, y'all gotta hit the music first.
Welcome to your number one spot for all NFL news and content, NFL Central.
What's going on, NFL fans? Welcome back into another episode of NFL Central, your number one spot for everything NFL. I'm your host here, Bobby, joined by Steve-O. So if you're ready to talk some football, love talking football, make sure you go ahead and join the NFL Central family by hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel. Steve-O, what's the word?
That's good.
Hey, we got some news coming out of Baltimore, man. The Baltimore Ravens, they went out there after firing John Harbaugh. They went out there and found their guy. And now Jesse Minter, who was a defensive coordinator for the Chargers. And then right prior to that, he was with Jim Harbaugh in Michigan. And then he did a short stint prior to Michigan with the Baltimore Ravens. Steve-O, but the big question is, did the Baltimore Ravens hit a home run, or you need to wait to see?
I gotta wait to see, and I get it. I get the whole scenario, the whole thing going around saying that basically he's Mike McDonald 2.0, which is I get it. They run pretty much the same type of schemes and the same type of plays, but that ain't the same team in Seattle versus what's in the team in Baltimore. So we still got to see, but I'm not mad at the hire. Like it's still a good hire. He still was one of the top guys, especially at the DC position that could be next at the head coach. 42 years old. Kind of it's crazy. Kind of have very similar career path as Mike McDonald. Spent a lot of time in college, 4 years, and 4 years in Michigan, 2 years at the LA, and now he's getting his shot. So he's coming into he probably, if not, this is arguably the best scenario or situation to walk into as a head coach this offseason. So he got a lot to work with. He got a run game, he got a quarterback, he got some weapons to work with, he got a defense to work with. So if you go out there and make some key I would say key draft picks and get this secondary right, this defense could look like Seattle, but that's the thing. With this being said, the team still needs some touches and some sprinklings of things that to add on to make this more of a complete team.
I agree with you. I'm not ready to say that the Ravens hiring Jesse Minter is a home run right now because I actually want to see how it is on the field. And there's not really a track record that we can look at and be like, yup, he did good at this location as a head coach. Because we know that there's a difference between being a coordinator and a head coach. Do I believe the defense is going to be good? Yes. But how do you manage the other things that are going to be present on the Baltimore Ravens is going to be my biggest question. So it's not a home run, but I give it a double. It's a double. I give it a double. But just a little more information about him. Since 2024, him as the Chargers defensive coordinator, Jesse Minter, which is very, very impressive. His teams were top 5 in defensive ranking in points per game, total yards allowed, passing yards allowed, interception, and opposing red zone percentage since 2024. So that's a good track record to have under your belt. It's not like the Chicago Bears when they hired Matt Eberflus and he was ass in Indy. But nonetheless, we move on to other things. Hey, Steve-O, I think that the biggest question now is who will Jesse Minter have as his offensive coordinator to not only tailor a system to the uniqueness of Lamar Jackson, but also don't forget that you have a monster in the backfield by the name of Derrick Henry. So that will be the biggest question for me as Jesse mentioned goes out
Yeah,
there and shape up his staff. What would be the biggest question for you, or you just feel like that's a good one
it's
to have?
it's the entire staff. Like
Mm.
that's my question even when it came to Ben Johnson. When you're a young coach, I don't know who you know, and I don't know who you can make believe to come here. Of course, talent has a lot to do with it, but relationships, who umbrellas you've been under, that goes with it as well. So I'm not gonna be shocked if comes out and it's time and they release the staff and it's a credible staff. He just got to go out and do it. But I have seen times where, they just go get their friends and it's like you it shows that you still young in the tooth. You still need to get some experience. You still need to build up some relationships around the league. But like I said, we don't know who he got on his dock or who believes in who he's built relationships with. So yeah, that I just it's not just the OCs, it's the whole staff. He's the head coach now, so you got to control the whole boat.
I agree with you, and that's a hell of a point because when we looked at because we got a close eye on how Ben Johnson in Chicago with the Chicago Bears, how he built out his staff. He didn't really go after friends. I didn't know he was connected with Eric Bieniemy, but he
Nope.
got him and he influenced him to come to the Chicago Bears for one season. Al Harris, a defensive back coach who looked like he might be out of Chicago, but did a hell of a job with the defensive backfield in Chicago. And then Declan Doyle, a guy that was highly touted and by Sean Payton and things like that. Getting Dan Rochar off the couch because he was out of the league or at least chilling at the crib when he brought him out to come and coach the offensive line. So that
Mhm.
was something that's a hell of a point, bro. Especially to look at when you say, "Hey, Jesse Mentor, are you gonna be a guy that just want to be comfortable with bringing your friends in, or you want to bring in a staff that's actually gonna be able to teach the techniques with your positional coaches, and then also bring in guys who going and your coordinators who's going to draft up the schemes and help you with game planning each and every week. That's a hell of
Yeah,
a point, bro.
God is very important.
I agree.
Man, only 42 years
Yeah,
old.
for real. Young man. Young man. Hey, but Steve-O, we know that this coaching search for the Baltimore Ravens came down to how the owner felt, the GM felt, and Lamar Jackson felt. Lamar Jackson, I would imagine that you had some hand in getting Jesse Minter to Baltimore. We need to see results now, brother. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, we got to see results. John Harbaugh, his voice was drowned out and gone throughout the locker room. Guys were coming to you, Lamar Jackson. Now, Lamar Jackson, y'all got a guy in here. You got to help the locker room go out there and display the vision of the head coach on the actual football field now. You got to lead that charge in helping this team turn everything around because it was a disappointing season last year from the Baltimore Ravens.
Yep.
So we'll see. But hey, Steve-O, we gonna we gonna go ahead and move on to the next part. Let us know how y'all feeling about the hiring of Jesse Minter. Steve-O. Now we move into which coaching job that's available is the best left in the NFL. So far, we have the Ravens, who picked up Jesse Minter. The Giants signed John Harbaugh. The Falcons, Kevin Stefanski. The Dolphins picked up Jeff Halfley. And the Titans with Robert Saleh. Real quick, before we get into the opening, Steve-O, you see the smoke Kevin Stefanski getting from Atlanta fans right now? They not rocking with him.
They said, nigga, we didn't whoop your ass. We wanted your door, nigga. We didn't whoop your ass, nigga. I'm like, bro.
But hey, the openings that are left in the NFL include the Buffalo Bills, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Cleveland Browns, Arizona Cardinals, and the Las Vegas Raiders. Steve-O, in your opinion, what's the best coaching job available in the NFL today?
I want to say Bills, but this older just showed me something in the last few days, and I'm like, oh, y'all look stupid over there. Y'all ain't got y'all shit together because y'all ain't no one accord. So yeah, y'all got the quarterback. Y'all possibly got the one or two best quarterback in the league, but right now, if I'm a head coach, I'm looking for a more stable franchise. And right now, I think I could get more out of the Steelers. I like me personally because bro, when you got your owner, especially when you got this whole dynamic of your quarterback can do no wrong. Cause this is the first time. I mean, we all kind of felt it, but this is the first time publicly you sound like the owner sound like the damn media behind Josh Allen.
Mm,
Like nobody tried to get that man no blame in them last few press conferences. You blame everybody else, the old coach and everything. The coach didn't go out there and turn the ball over 4 times. And don't act like them one turn the ball over before that, because he was. Don't act like he's not considered a turnover merchant. So it's like at the end of the day, yeah, you can say the Bills with all the talent. You got a more radio line, you got the quarterback, and you can build off that. But like I said, if Tomlin was able to keep this mug afloat, if you can just fucking go find a quarterback, that's the thing. Steelers be asked for you and then get your quarterback. And now you can get back into where you need to be because to me, the Pittsburgh Steelers is the type of organization they're not trash for a long time. They figure it out eventually. They know how to build a defense. They know how to get a run game. Their main problem the last 10 years is they ain't found Big Ben's replacement.
facts.
So to me personally, I know Bills Mafia gonna be mad, but I gotta go with the Steelers Nation.
Damn. See, this is a difficult discussion right here with the best available job because the Raiders, come on now. It's a dumpster fire. That's one of the worst jobs available right now, unless you give a guy a long runway. Like if you give him a 5-year deal, you absolutely have to stick to giving him 5 years to fix it. And you need a guy to fix it. Maybe that is Sean McDermott, but I don't know how interested he is in that job. The Cardinals, you can't escape Kyler Murray. He's annoying as hell, but they got pieces. But pieces, it got to come down to organizational stuff too. The Browns, they have pieces, a lot of pieces. But the owner in the GM, you could tell now, hindsight 2020, you could tell with the Browns, bro, that Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry, the GM,
They
was
what?
not on the same accord.
Yeah.
They was clashing, bro. And then the owner interjected into the whole situation anyway to go get Deshaun Watson, and we know how that went. The Steelers, my problem with the Steelers, Steve-O, you ain't got no position. You don't got no skill, no good skill position players right now. Your
Which you
wide
can find.
receivers, huh?
Which they can find.
Well, they got one good skill position player, and that's
And
DK.
I ain't even banking on him. I ain't even gonna lie.
You
Like
feel me?
he not even a plus. It's strictly the culture. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah. As much as it sound, I still gotta rock with the Bills on this because they got the best quarterback out of the group, bro. That's they can overcome some stuff. And Sean McDermott has shown me, hey, just scoot the damn owner out the way. Let me go ahead and utilize my best player. But it's still, I don't think you can win. I don't think
That's
you
what I'm
can
saying.
win.
I'm not gonna keep you. I'm not gonna take a job. I'm still gonna get played for. I'm not doing it.
That's the craziness about it because though you got Josh Allen, Brandon Beane just got promoted after the firing of Sean McDermott, and he was just bitching last offseason. Y'all keep asking me, y'all keep bitching about wide receivers. We're good. No, you're
No,
not,
you're right.
buddy. And then they asked you about the wide receiver room, no name specifically. And the owner said, "Can I just
Can I
interject
just
here?"
interject here? I would just like to say
Oh my
he
God.
did not want Keon. I didn't want Keon. He didn't want Keon. That was the coach. And then 4 seconds let somebody bring up a clip. You know, I'm kind of glad he ran that 4-3. I wanted him. I kind that's what we
Exactly.
want to get him.
I'm changing my answer. I'm going with you, bro.
I said you can't. I'm trying to
because
tell you, you can't. You want to join on board, you really do. But if I'm a Clint Kubiak if I'm Brian Flores, I'm not finna go there, and you not finna criticize the man that's in charge that you made in charge.
Facts.
Because how is that fair to not only me but the rest of everybody, the staff, the rest of the players? I ain't gonna lie. Anytime we see that Lakers, how is that working that out? How is that working out? When you give a player that much power, it's different because people might say Patrick Mahomes. They don't. Andy Reid don't run that type of show. Andy Reid got that respect though.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't, that franchise just don't run that way. As an ownership, you should never allow a quarterback have that much power to shift the narrative the way it does.
Yeah, here's another reason, and I just thought about this, and this is why I'm gonna side with you with saying that the Pittsburgh Steelers is the best available job left. The Buffalo Bills coaching search is weird as all get out right now. Brian Dable, Joe Brady, and Philip Rivers. What? He was just coaching high school. If you're the
And
Buffalo
playing
Bills, you
football.
don't fire Sean McDermott to go and interview Philip Rivers? What? And then on to your Pittsburgh Steelers point. We know the owner good. We know the GM good. They didn't even want to fire Mike Tomlin.
It
He
was just
pretty
time
much
to
quit.
go. It was
He
just
pretty
time to
much
go.
was just like,
It was a
I'm
mutual.
done.
It was mutual.
And we know organizationally they're going to do whatever Mike Tomlin needs. At least that's what they've shown. Mike Tomlin wanted Aaron Rodgers. He wanted him.
And they went to go
Mike
get him.
Tomlin wanted Mason Rudolph back. I don't know why, but he did. They tailored to their guys. And we always say winning organizations
They
start at
wanted
the
Kenny
top.
Pickett.
Why?
They went to go get the gloveless wonder.
So I'm gonna side with you on that, bro. I'm gonna side with you 100%. The Browns would have been a pick because of so much talent, but again, if we're talking about organizationally, it has
they
to
hit or
start at the
miss.
top.
Yeah.
It has to start at the top. The defense is ready to go. They got them a nice young stud linebacker now, the one out of UCLA. Y'all got Denzel Ward. You
Two
got
tight ends.
the best defensive player in the league. The two tight ends and Njoku, and then now the rookie gonna be going into a second season in Flanagan. They got a lot. It's just when it comes to organizationally, we can't side with them. Can't side with them unless somebody comes in and try to change the culture. The guy to me, the guy that's left on the market to change somebody culture, in my personal opinion, is Brian Flores. And I seen some reports that the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike Tomlin recommended Brian Flores.
I bet he did.
Please get him out the NFC North. Please.
Please. Nigga, hell.
Please.
Please.
And that's just showing respect of how good of a coach he is. Steve-O, why are the Cardinals and the Raiders jobs so bad?
Well, the Raiders is not necessarily. I don't have this terrible franchise. They just made some bad decisions in the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
You move to Vegas, and once you move to Vegas, you ain't really necessarily have a plan. You have some good players here and there, but you ain't found your quarterback. Mm-hmm. Now you got a chance to go get your quarterback. We know who it is. We ain't got to talk about that. The whole thing with them is you're lucky you got your quarterback, but you still got to start from basically phase one. You got to rebuild this O line from start to finish,
bro.
You need to rebuild this D line from start to finish. Well, outside of Max, if you decide to keep him, and then you need to rebuild everybody else. Like this, every position group nobody is safe on this team, outside of maybe a couple. That's the problem with them. And even with the problem with Arizona is you got a team that can put up points. You just don't trust your quarterback. Because the quarterback playing like goddamn right-handed Dylan Gabriel.
And never available.
And we're constantly questioning, each and every year. Is he focused? Do he like football? This, that, and the third. Should he been playing baseball? This, that, and the third.
That is crazy.
That's what that y'all need to. If whoever comes in to make this job, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like Kyler Murray out. We starting over.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what the Arizona Cardinals need to do anyway. I've been saying it for weeks. Arizona Cardinals, you need to do whatever you can to get from out under Kyler Murray. He just ain't it. He a a huge disappointment, bro. All the talent in the world. He's just a huge disappointment. But to your point for the Raiders, I agree with you because John Gruden stuff happened. Antonio Pierce come in as an interim coach. Then you hire him as full-time coach. You never really did a damn search. Why didn't you do a legit search? You cannot fall in love with the wins from an interim coach. You can respect it, but you cannot fall in love with it. And then you go out there and get the oldest available head coach out there
That was possible.
and Pete Carroll. And I was like, bro, at best, you only getting 3 years out of that. 3, maybe 4. No, you want somebody that's there for the long term. Now he's gone. Because one, and that it was kind of shitty, like when you look at it in hindsight, because when he went and was like, give me Geno, you're like, all right, this is decent. But then when you look at some of the draft decisions, Steve-O was the first one I'm gonna give him his credit. He was like, don't draft Genty, draft the offensive lineman. How did that work out for you? How did that work out for you? They got a lot of work to do, but I think they got like $92 million in the open cap. You need to go get you interior linemen on the market. Go get interior linemen on the market. If ain't nobody showed you what you need to work on when you get somebody to enter the building, Ben Johnson has laid the blueprint, at least on how you're supposed to enter it. The same with the other offensive coaches like Sean McVay, Andy Reid. You need interior protection. Tackles ain't got to be the best, but that interior has to be stout.
Yep.
And then you can go out there and draft your young players. So the Raiders, y'all got a lot of work to do, bro. A lot of work to do, especially if you're going to draft Fernando Mendoza. If you draft him and you don't do your due diligence with patching up that offensive line, your guys are going to ruin a quarterback.
You ain't going to be giving glory to God for too long. That nigga gonna start cussing. God damn it, fuck. And fucking stay ever had this lad for shit.
He ain't gonna be going to the mic talking about the flipping champs. Right. He gonna be cussing.
He ain't gonna be saying no common goal no more.
Oh, the real. He gonna be like, the real. I'll die for my teammates. He gonna be, get me out of here.
I just thank the God I didn't leave the game injured. Praise God. He was trying to achieve a common goal, but that goal didn't suffice.
Man. But hey, well, there y'all have it, man. There you have it. The Pittsburgh Steelers surprisingly has the best available job. Crazy work.
That's crazy.
Hey, y'all let us know how y'all feeling, man. Steve-O, you got anything left?
Bills Mafia, don't take it no way. It ain't no slight to no Josh Allen. It ain't slight to the talent to the team. Y'all a talented team. But like I said, but when your fucking GM and your owner are not on same accord, I don't care how talented y'all is. It just proves why y'all keep getting so close and why y'all keep failing. That's all I'm going to say.
Steve-O said it best. We're going to leave it right there. We appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode, man. Before y'all get up out of here, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure you always love football. We got playoff football coming up this weekend. Make sure y'all enjoy that. It's going to be a good championship Sunday, man. But that is it from us. We up out of here. Peace.
This has been a presentation